Hi everyone, welcome back to A Sky Full of Stars, Interstellar Focus episode 13. So, it is currently the Persids meteor shower event, and the third years, so Akito, Hikari, Saya, and Honoka, are able to show the underclassmen, or the first years, how the Six Stars Club all started. So, it began with everyone building the Place 1 telescope together. So I also wonder, so we haven't seen Toyota or Kanokajima in this visual novel, and they replaced Nare and Keisuke after both of them graduated as third year students. So I'm guessing that they both resigned early on before the beginning of this visual novel. And I wonder if those two schools are still connected to the Six Stars Club. So anyways, it looks like Honoka wants to ask Akito something. So let's see what it is. Never mind. So what is it? So let me know. I wanted to try it out. So what do you mean? Yoshioka-san glances at the train, making it difficult to interpret. I want to see the meteor shower from there. So, what do you mean there? I looked back at the train and then understood. Oh, so if that's the case, I wish I could climb up without worrying about it. So Honoka also wants to climb onto the train top and look at the meteor shower from there. So you can't climb? Well, that's no surprise. So it is kind of high, even for a guy like me, and there are no ladders or stairs to the train top. Well, then again, it was not meant for someone to climb on. So Hikari could do it easily. Oh, so, okay, please wait for a moment. As I said, I climbed the roof of the train. Okay, so, Yoshioka-san, I'll lend you my hand. So, okay, climb up here. And I lie down on the roof and reach out to Yoshioka-san. And it's quite risky or extreme for Honoka. So Korona-chan, can you help out? So what is it, Akini? So can you lift Yoshioka-san from below? Okay, I understand. Okay, so, alright, lend me your hand. Well then... Okay, Yoshioka-san holds my hand terrifyingly, or firmly. Okay, so here we go. Alright? Good. So, keep it going. And it's scaring Honoka. It's like, that's okay. Thank you for... Oh no! So, even though Honoka makes it to the train top, something else is bothering her. So, she did climb up, but Yoshioka-san, who saw her feet, clings to me. So, it's very high off the ground. Well, it's dangerous, so grab onto me. Okay then. Well, I'm used to it, so I'm okay.
そういう意味じゃなくて。
Well, I don't mean that. She seems shy, and Yoshiko-san tries to let go. And I grabbed the hand and hugged it lightly.
何をなさるんですか?
So wait, so what are you going to do? Well, you know, it's dangerous to leave. So, you're not used to being up here, and when you saw where your feet were dangling, it looks high. So I think it's better if I hold on to you while you're up here, so that you feel safe and comfortable.
ですけど、空見くんには光さんと天の川さんと二人も彼女が。
But then again, for you, Sorori-kun, so you have Hikari-san and Amaragawa-san as your girlfriends, and it feels like you're going 4-timing, and it's gonna be bad. Or maybe 3-timing.
二人も三人も同じだということでしょうか?
Oh, well, seriously, calm down. So if you fall, you'll be hurt.
はい。
Yes, okay. Okay, so take a deep breath. Don't panic, don't worry. And here we go. So, are you calmed down now?
はい。すみません。取り乱しました。
Okay, I'm okay now, so I'm sorry, I was upset. And now, Yoshiko-san finally calms down. And at this time... Okay, so it looks like the Persids meteor shower is beginning. So a star flowed in one corner of the field of view. Ooh, now. So it was pretty bright.
どこですか?
Where? Oh, so it was around there, but it's now gone.
見逃しました。
Aw, so I missed it. Okay, so let's calm down and just watch the stars. So there'll be more coming.
はい。
Okay. And we went silent again and searched for the stars flowing in the night sky. So I wonder if Saya is getting jealous that, hey, look, Akun is going with the Yoshiko-san.
どうしたの、さや?
So what's wrong, Saya? Says Hikari.
あれ見て、光。あっくんが浮気してる。
Hey, look at that. So it looks like Akun is cheating on us.
本当だ。
Oh yeah, really?
すごくくっついてる。
And it looks like they're close together.
まあ、危ないからね。
Well, you know, it is quite dangerous being up there.
すごく仲良さそう。
But still, it looks like they're close.
まあ、もうそこそこ長い付き合いだしね。
Well, it has been a long time since we've had such a relationship. But it doesn't make Sai happy.
吉岡ちゃんにならちょっとくらい貸してあげてもいいんじゃない?
Well, if it is Yoshioka-chan, so why don't you lend me a little? Or why don't we help her? But...
やきもちさやたんかわいいの。よーしよし。あたしがいるから寂しくないよ。
But either way, Sayatan, you're cute, and don't worry, so we're not lonely, or you're not lonely.
プロジェクトスターライトの夜、3人でここから流星を見ていたじゃないですか。
So, on the night of the Project Starlight, you three came up here to watch the meteor from here. Yes?
あれ、ちょっと羨ましいなって思ってたんです。
And I was kind of jealous of that.
ここからの景色はどんなだろうって。
So I wonder how the view was from up here. Well, I wish I had told you. But maybe probably back then, Honoka was not interested in knowing about how it was being up on the train top.
私はここに立てるような選ばれた人間ではないですから。
Or even though she did have that feeling, she didn't say to Akito, and Akito never knew what was happening from Honoka. Well, I'm not the chosen person to stand here anyways. So what does that mean? So why is Honoka not the chosen one?
今流れました。見ましたか?
But anyways, Honoka sees a meteor shower. It's like, oh, so it's flowing. Do you see it? Oh yeah, I saw it. So it crossed the Milky Way. So there are many meteors that are flowing in the night sky, but most of them are dark and few can be seen with the naked eye. However, the number of Persids meteor showers this year is quite large, probably because of the good viewing conditions. So doing this here reminds me of the night of Project Starlight. So now it's silent again. And it's because I'm crazy about finding meteors in the night sky rather than looking for something to say, so conversations. However, the next meteor does not appear easily. And Yoshioka-san says to fill in the impatient space.
むつら星の会は私の青春でした。
So, the Six Stars Club or the Mitsuboshi no Kai was my youth.
特に取り柄もなく目立たない私が皆さんのおかげでまるで物語のような日々を過ごすことができました。
So, thanks to all of you, I'm able to spend my days as if it was a story. Well, I'm the only one who thinks I have no merits. And seen from the surroundings, Yoshioka-san has many merits. But if you've been by the Swan for a long time, or Shitori-san for a long time, it's no wonder that you feel like a normal, ordinary person. And I was like a lump of individuality. And she seems to be staying on... Okay, so she seems to be staying on the southern island on a vacation, but today she's trying to return home just for this launch. Oh, so I was talking about Orihime. So Orihime is on vacation in some southern island, so Saipan. And because of this event, Orihime wants to come back. And I could meet her anytime, and I am discouraged because I'm going to have... Or basically, we're holding a party without our advisor or founder, Shitori-san. So, Orihime.
空見くんはいつも影からみんなを引っ張ってくれましたよね。
So Sorami-kun always came out from the shadows, didn't he?
もうダメだって心がくじけそうになった時、いつも支えてくれました。
So when I was about to lose my heart, he always supported me. Am I? Well, I don't remember.
あなたはそういう人ですね。
Hee. Yeah, you're that kind of person. Uh-huh. Well, what kind of person am I? So, a forgetful person?
今でも時々夢に見ます。あのプロジェクトスターライトの夜の光景を。
So, I still dream from time to time. So, the night view on the day of Project Starlight.
本当に綺麗でした。
And it was beautiful. Well, me too. So I dreamed about it, and I remember it many times. And you won't be able to expand or experience such an event for the rest of your life.
そんな青春の日々も今日でおしまいなんですね。
So, thinking about it, we are now 30 years, so basically it's going to be the end of our youth. And it makes Honoka sad. And tears spill from Yoshioka's eyes.
ごめんなさい。あまり考えないようにしてたんですが、終わってしまうんだって思うと、やっぱり寂しくて。
Well, I'm sorry, so I didn't think too much about it, but when I thought about it, that it's coming to an end, I'm lonely. So why don't we go together again and see this, or see the stars? So even though we are retiring from the astronomy clubs, it doesn't mean that we can't come back in the future. So the current members will host another event and we can join in as honorary members. And I'm sure that's what Orihime does a lot. And it seems that the emotional suppression is no longer effective and Yoshioka-san keeps crying endlessly. And I searched my booklet for something to wipe her tears. I hope it's not this. So what came out is a long, thin piece of paper with a beautiful design.
それ、短冊
Wait,
ですか?
so this strip of paper? Well, I couldn't find a place to put this away, so I kept it in my pocket. And even though Tanabata has ended, it would be strange to keep or have something like this still. And this is when I was cleaning up yesterday.
ああ、明日ですもんね。
Okay then, so tomorrow? So what do you mean?
七夕ですよね。
So actually, Tanabata is tomorrow. Wait, so Tanabata is July 7th, so it's already August. And today is August 13th, so it's already passed.
あれ、違ってましたっけ?
Wait, so it's different? Yoshioka-san is taking out her smartphone and searching for something.
やっぱりそうですよ。旧暦七夕は明日です。
Oh, so according to the lunar calendar, Tanabata happens tomorrow. So... Oh, so you're using the old calendar.
だから持っていたんじゃないんですか?
So you don't have this? No, yes. Well, that's right. Well, it's a hassle to explain the real reason, so let's do it. Okay, so we'll celebrate Tanabata on its supposed day based on the lunar calendar.
ひかりさんたちとお願い事をするんですか?
So anyways, did you make a request with Hikari-san?
いいですね。私も家族とやろうかな。
Well, that's good. And I wonder what I'll do with my family. A bright light flowing over Yoshioka-san's smiling face. Oh, so now.
見ました見ました。すっごく明るかったですね。下級クラスじゃないでしょうか。
Well, I saw it, so it was bright, and it really felt like a fireball. So there are more than first magnitude stars. And just for a moment, when the stardust shines, the sentimental mood is blown away and it gets excited. Well, after all, we were just astronomical fans who loved the stars. So that was a pretty good event between Akito and Honoka. And Honoka does have her own route in the Fine Days fan disc. So, even though Honoka despises Orihime for going too crazy, going off into her wild dreams and delusions, and she gets carried away, Honoka does admire Orihime for her creativity. And when Orihime handed the astronomy club and the Six Stars Club to Honoka, Honoka felt uncomfortable. It's like, well, how am I going to run this as the president? And she made it too businesslike in the beginning. So also, for Project Starlight, that happened in the character roots for Saya and Hikari's roots. And it did have many differences. So, I don't want to say too much because that's a spoiler. But anyways, going forward, so it looks like they spent all night at the train car or the secret base, and now it's morning. So as we dawn in the mountains and the day begins to turn white, we come down to the foot of the mountain. And the first train will start moving soon. So Yoshiko-san says, gathering everyone in front of the fact that the store has not opened yet. So, thank you for gathering together yesterday. So, from now on, everyone will be studying for college entrance exams. And it'll be in full swing, and I think it'll be difficult. So, let's do our best to survive. So senpais, so when you finish your exams, please visit us again. Okay. And I hope you can see the stars comfortably again. So, is the pressure on me? Well, Hikari-san, so please, or let's do our best. Okay. So, Hinami's sleepy. Hey, so Yamada-san, please don't sleep on me. And Tamaki is tired herself. So everyone should have went to sleep, but it seems to be painful. Okay, so anyways, so the first train is about to come. Well, it'll be hard if we miss it, so let's go home. So, if you're not waiting for the train, you can leave here. But anyways, so thank you for your hard work. So, the people who need to take the train head for the station. And so, for the rest of the people, some people spend time getting on the bus, parents picking them up by car, or letting them sleep in the house of someone living nearby. And that's why we scattered and the area suddenly became quiet. And it's just Hikari and Saya now. So does Hikari sleep in Saya's place? Well, yeah, so that's what I was going to do. Or maybe I can sleep in your place. Well, my place is not fit because it can get quite hot and all I have is a fan. And if you want, I hope it'll be okay. Yeah, so the heat. And I can't sleep well in heat. Well, I'm used to it. And what about Kotaro? So Kotaro, who is hiding underneath because there's so many people, comes out to the road and waves his tail. Okay, so there's less people now, so I want to say hi and get my usual pats. From Saya. Good morning, Kota-chan. Hello, says Kotaro. And Saya is distracted by Kotaro. And what about Hikari? Oh, so Hikari clings onto Akito. So wait, what is it? Hey, no fair, so me too. Saya, who saw me being hugged by Hikari, comes to the other side. So me too. Hey, so what happened to you suddenly?
Saya-tan, 言ってあげて。
Hey, Saya-tan, so tell me.
あっくん、昨日浮気してたでしょ。
So Akun, so did you have an affair yesterday with Yoshiko-san? Huh?
とぼけちゃって。ちゃんと現場を目撃しましたからね。
Oh, so you were spacing out, but I saw the entire event yesterday.
吉岡ちゃんといい雰囲気だった。
And it was a nice atmosphere with Yoshiko-chan.
手をつないでた。
And you were holding hands. Well, that's because she wanted to climb onto the train top. And that makes Sai upset. It's like, so why not me? Or why were we not invited? Hey, so stop squeezing me. It's painful.
あっくんは私たちの彼氏なんだから。
But you know, so we're your girlfriends, and...
そうよ。ちゃんと自覚持ちなさいよね。浮気者。
Yeah, so please be aware of it. So you went to Yoshiko-chan over us. I'm sorry. Well, I was a kid and I was playing with you like that, so I wasn't really conscious of it. So it's just natural for us to go to the train top, and I didn't really see that it was a close, touching affair with Yoshiko-san.
普通はあんな風に女の子と寄り添ったり手をつないだりしないのよ。
So usually you don't snuggle up to girls or hold hands like that.
そうだそうだ。
Yeah, that's true, says Saya. Okay, so I will be careful in the future.
よろしい。
Well, make sure you do.
じゃあコタちゃんと朝のお散歩行こ
Okay, so I'm going to take Kota-chan on a walk in the morning. You know, so that's the job of me. So it's either me or the store manager who gives Kotaro the walk in the morning. But then again, I'm sure it's good to let Saya play with Kotaro once in a while, and Saya doesn't mind. So when I said it, I would go before. I was refused, and it would be a problem if Kotaro forgets who the owner is. Well, instead, so help me open the store.
う。いいよ。
Okay.
しょうがないな。
Well, I can't help it, or I guess it can't be helped. And for Kotaro, he'll have to wait.
コタちゃん、また後でね。
Okay, so Kota-chan, I'll see you later. Okay, so Akito will now open the store. So he unlocks the front door. And I don't have much to help, but I want to be with them, so I ask Hikari and Saya to do something. So I don't want them to leave. So anyways, so are you both free tomorrow?
特に予定ないけど。
For me, I don't have any plans, says Hikari.
うん。あっくん家に行くつもりだった。
So me neither. And I was hoping to go with you, Akun.
何？
So wait, what is it? So I'm just wondering, so can we do the Tanabata thing? And the two bend their heads at the same time.
今8月だよ。
But you know it's August.
うん。
Yeah. So, according to the lunar calendar, tomorrow is the day of the Tanabata.
ああ、
Oh, okay.
そうなんだ。
Really? Says Saya. So tomorrow's forecast is sunny, and you can see the Milky Way on the night of the Tanabata.
やりたい。
Okay, so I'll do it.
いいね。お団子食べよう。
And let's eat dumplings as well. So that's why it's a full moon night. Well, that makes sense because the lunar calendar is based on the phases of the moon. Okay, so it's decided. So we will do Tanabata tomorrow. So while being excited about the fact that the schedule has been decided, we all proceed with preparations for opening the store. However, I hadn't decided what to do or what to write on that strip that Saya gave us or left behind. So the current Japanese calendar, that is, so the calendar of a true solar calendar called the Georgian calendar. So the Georgian calendar is the most standard calendar that's adopted all over the world, and I think everyone uses it without any particular awareness. But that hasn't always been the case. So after several calendar reforms, the current calendar is adopted. And before the Georgian calendar was changed, the lunar calendar, or what they say, was used in Japan. So there you go. So the lunar calendar is a calendar system in which the phases of the moon are counted as 1 month and the seasons are adjusted by the operation of the sun. And the new moon, that is, so the day when the moon is completely missing and becomes pitch black, is defined as 1 day, and the period from which the moon is filled and disappears again is defined as 1 month. And the moon that is still thin and lacking is called the crescent moon. But that is the 3rd day moon in the lunar calendar. And then you have Jigoya, which means full moon. So the moon that comes on the 15th day and is full moon. The harvest moon in mid-autumn is the day to look at the full moon in autumn because that's when the moon looks particularly beautiful. And those numbers originally correspond to the date properly. However, there is a problem with this counting method. So the phases of the moon are about 29 to 30 days, and if it's 1 month, it'll be only 354 days in 12 months. So 1 year is about 11 days short. And therefore, once every 3 years, there's a leap month that's inserted and the calendar is adjusted to match the season. Well, I think it's like every 4 years, because a leap year is like 4 years. Well, even now, in a leap year, February is increased by 1 day, so from 28 to 29. But in the lunar calendar, 1 year is 13 months in a leap year. And by the way, so it is said that the Georgian calendar is changed to the Georgian calendar in the 6th year of the Meiji era, but it's said that the government hurriedly changed the calendar because it's necessary to pay the officials 13 times in a leap month. Oh, so the pay schedule became an issue. So I wonder, So, what's the day of Tanabata in the lunar calendar? Well, anyways, so Tanabata is an event to be held on July 7th, based on the Georgian calendar. Well, that's the same as the lunar calendar. Well, however, for this July and the lunar calendar July 7th are actually different days. So in the lunar calendar, the beginning of the year is later than it is now, so July 7th of the lunar calendar is often the middle of August. Well, in other words, it wasn't the rainy season that the Tanabata used to take place. And it is strange all the time when I was a kid. But even though it's a star festival, why do we do it in the rain season? Well, in the first place, the calendar is different. So in this year's lunar calendar, it's August 14th tonight. So, if I remember, the Georgian calendar, it was built by, I'm not sure, maybe the Roman Empire? So, I know that June and July was added by Julius Caesar, and even though the Roman Empire has collapsed thousands of years ago, it was popular, it was used by many people, and that's why it got adopted to today. And I'm sure it's easier, but then again, there are so many things that they had to do to make it align with the actual time. So that's why you have the leap year, and there is one extra rule where, if the leap year falls on, 1900 or something with 2 zeros at the end, you don't add an extra day. And I'm not really sure about that, so I have to look it up. But anyways, so going to Akito's home. So until dawn, we had a Persids meteor shower observation party that also served as the launch of the Mitsubishi no Kai. And then we stopped working part-time and returned around 10 a.m. So I finally got into the futon and slept all the time. And Hikari is here, so can I go in here? So how do you stand? And from the porch, there are 2 voices and the rattling sound of leaves swaying. And while lying down, I open my eyes and look up, and Hikari and Saya are trying to lean the bamboo grass against the garden. So what's wrong with it? Oh, so you're awake, says Hikari. Good morning, Akun. I got it. For tonight. So, speaking of the Tanabata, we tie a strip of paper with a wish written on the bamboo grass. And I can only think of this, so the rest of it is the legend of the famous Orihime and Hikoboshi. And I wonder who else is there. So there seems to be no standard food like this, like the dumplings, on the 15th night, so it's okay to look at the Milky Way. Well, in that sense, bamboo grass is a must-have item alongside the strips. Okay, so good job, you two. So when the bamboo grass is tied to the fence in the garden, the 2 come up to the room from the porch instead of the entrance. But anyways, how long have you been sleeping? I was working part-time until morning. And I yawn. But it's dangerous to sleep with the doors open or the windows open. So aside from thieves, wild animals may get in. And the rest is a mosquito, but then again, mosquito coils can or cannot keep up. Oh, it was kind of cool. So if I open the windows, it lets the fresh breeze in. And while returning, I get up to go wash my face. So anyways, lunchtime? Oh, so I already ate. So I already ate, says Saya. So the rice from Saya's mother, that was good, says Hikari. Oh, I like it. Well, I thought so I brought some over for you. Sai takes out a side dish from like a food container or storage container from the fridge. So is it time to cook rice? Hey, don't be smart. But we're now both your wives. Or I'm not sure if it's commuter wives, but it's like, so we both have to help you out. I'm glad. And it seems that Hikari also wants to become the commuter wife before I knew it. Well, of course, I am happy. And that's why I decided to eat rice first. So after that, I didn't have to do anything in particular, so I spent a lot of time studying. And it's boring time like summer vacation or summer holidays. So the feeling of being together for no reason is comfortable, and the boredom that seemed to last forever felt, precious. And now it is nightfall. So the sun sets. Hey, look! So it's dark outside, says Hikari. Hikari, who opened her notebook and is vague without studying, looks out and says. And Saya, who is looking at the recipe book of a dish she brought from home, slowly raised her face. So it's about time, says Saya. And that said, so we have fireworks that come out from the tote bag, and there are various kinds of things in the bag as well. So wait, so handheld fireworks? Did I want to do this? Well, for Hikari, and I've been fidgeting since evening. So I think it's like, well, Hikari wanted to play with fireworks, and she's been fidgeting about this since evening. So this is summer. So Akito? Well, I'm lying down and reading manga I borrowed from Takeichi, but I got up and went out to the garden. Okay, so I light a firework. So I light a candle and draw water into a bucket. And it's been a while since I've seen fireworks. So, hey Saya, so which one do you want to play first? Hikari is the first to choose the shape of the... So, it's decided at the end. Well, it is common sense to save the gun-shaped fireworks that boys are most pleased with at first. Or most pleased with at the end. So Hikari's like, well, it's okay. So I'm the one who, let's see, eats what I like. Well, that's evil. I am a little disappointed that the fireworks of the gun were taken first, while I also wanted to do it.
じゃあ私はこれかな。
So, okay, so how about this then, says Saya. So I wonder what the gun-shaped fireworks look like. But anyways, so... Okay, so the beeswax and the gunpowder explode, and colorful lights shimmer in the dark night. And the appearance is fantastic and simple.
綺麗。
Wow, so this is pretty.
見て見て、こっちは激しいよ。
Hey, so look at this. So the burning is intense. Hey, so don't move around with fireworks. So we don't want fires here. And when I think of fireworks, I think of the big fireworks show. So on the beach near Harbor Town, where I went to the beach the other day, I'm sure there will be big firework displays this year as well. But it is far from our place, and I'm not good at crowds, so I've never been there, but the appearance of large flowers blooming in the night sky is indescribably beautiful. And that's what Takeichi said. And it seems that he went to that big display event with Jino-san, so Nare. And you may lose it if you are not good at it, but the fireworks you have are not bad either.
どうしたの、あっくん。
So what's wrong, Akun? No, I remember that Taki-chan was proud of me.
ああ、それ私もされた。ジンノさんとハーバータウンの花火大会に行ったんだって。
Oh yeah, so I remember now. So it looks like that guy went to the big fireworks display show in Harbor Town with Jino-san.
ちょっと悔しかった。
And I am a little bit disappointed. Hikari probably wanted it to go as well with us. Well, as her boyfriend, I feel sorry. So yeah, I know I kind of pulled you back because of my concerns and my preferences. So sorry.
私はこっちの花火の方が好きかな。
So Saya's like, well, I like this fireworks better. So it's from us. It's more personal versus the big one.
どうして？
Why?
近くで見られる方がいいし、それに好きな人とだけでできるもの。
So one, we can see it closely. And two, it's more personal and we're playing fireworks with our favorite people. So right now, it's just Saya, me, and Hikari. Yes, but you know, it is okay, but it's not as spectacular as that big fireworks show. Well, I told you, so I wait for an hour to get on the return bus.
うっき、それマジ？
Wait, really? So the train would have been crowded and...
やっぱこっちの方がいいね。
Okay, so I guess this one's better after all. So I'm sure at this point, there'll be so many people going to the big fireworks show, and the big crowds, they're going to block your view, and it's going to be hard to see the big show.
さっきと言ってることが違うじゃない。
And it'll be hard to go in and out from the event. So Saya's like, well, you know, you're saying different things from earlier. So do you overlook the little light without noticing it, or do you look closer to feel it? And seeing the stars and feeling the happiness of everyday life may be a little similar. And we enjoyed our own fireworks, feeling some happiness.
次は線香花火やろっと。
Okay, so now sparklers.
私も誰が一番長く持つか競争しよう。
Okay, so let's have a match to see whose sparklers last the longest.
いいよ。
Okay. Well, I won't do anything.
せーの。
Okay, so here we go. So now they hear crackling sounds. So 3 sparklers make small flowers of light bloom. And among the fireworks, it's a simple, well, simplest, but ephemeral and beautiful. Or ephemeral. So you pray for as long as possible, knowing that the light will eventually fall and go out. Okay? And the facial expressions of the two, illuminated by the crackling light, is somewhat said unlike before.
私今幸せだな。
Well, I'm happy now, says Hikari. And then why do you say such a painful thing?
この幸せが夏の幻想みたいに思えて、花火みたいに急に消えてなくなっちゃうんじゃないかって不安になる。
So you know, this happiness seems like a summer illusion. So like what happens with fireworks, eventually it goes out. So it means that our happiness in summer will come to an end. That's true. So fireworks are beautiful because they bloom and scatter only for a short time, and that's what some people say. So the happy days we're spending now will burst and disappear like the fireworks that bloom at the end of the summer season. And I think it makes me feel a little more happy because there is an end. Well, in fact, days like this summer don't last long. And I can only live in the house during the summer vacation. And Saya is sadly staring at the sparklers becoming smaller and weaker. And now Saya's is gone. So, hey, don't end the wish was empty. And eventually the flowers died and the lights went out and they fell off. So now Hikari's is gone. Okay, so I win. So my sparkler stay lit the longest. And I was still sticky with a night or a slight crackling and light explosion. And the light converges and disappears as the two stars or the two stare at each other. And now Akito's sparkler is out.
あれ？落ちなかったね。
Wait, so it didn't fall? So after the fire went out, it ended without falling while hanging from this.
あっさり落ちてたまるかって言ってるみたい。
So it might symbolize that it's easy to fall down.
あっくんらしい。
So Akun's is different because, well, it means that he's willing to hold on to things as long as possible. Well, you don't suddenly get sick, so summer is going on, and even if the fire goes out, you should turn it on again. And I handed out new fireworks to them.
だね。
Yeah, that's right.
次はもっと長持ちするやつをやろう。
Okay, so round 2. So let's do the next one and see whose lasts the longest. And the two regained their consciousness and enjoyed the fireworks again. Lively while laughing. Okay, that was fun. Alright, so I'll stop here for this episode. So I'm guessing that the next episode will be the last episode for this Interstellar Focus special disc. So, summer will come to an end, and it'll be back to study season. And I'm not sure why Honoka has to study, because for Meiko Academy, the students automatically go to college after they graduate. So Meiko Academy is like an elevator school where you have like the lower division, the upper division, and a college. And that's where Orihime went after she graduated from Meiko Academy. So she went to Meiko University. And I'm also wondering what's going to happen with Akito. So where will he apply? So even for Saya, it's easy for her to get into any school that she wants. I'm sure Saya wants to go to a school where Hikari and Akito also go. And Hikari, we know, she's having trouble with her studies and she often goofs off, gets distracted easily. So anyways, we'll see how all this comes to an end in the next episode. And with that in mind, I'll see you later.